Hi everyone, welcome to Starsound Studios, where we are going to make a series of videos showing you recording tips and tricks to help you either in your home recording studio or if you go into a commercial recording studio environment. If you like any part of the video or you find the information useful, please hit the like button and subscribe. And if you really like it, please play it for someone, like your mom, your grandmother, or your dog. Let's get started. Okay, so we're here to talk about our rap edition today. So, some of the things that I'm going to say might seem controversial, but in reality, they're the thing that you really need to do. Okay, first thing is vocal comping. So, how records are made is the person that is singing, or in this case rapping, has to come into the studio and be able to do that multiple times the exact same way. This way you can build a playlist and then take the best takes of all the comps you do. Let's say you do it 5 times. So then, hey, I like the first word of track 1, but then the rest of track 5 or something like that, where you can put together a super vocal based upon those 5 takes. So the key to that, though, is as the vocalist, you have to come in there and nail it exactly the same way over and over again. Okay? So that's the first thing. The second thing is no MP3s or waves. Okay? So this is going to seem, like I said, very controversial, because the idea is, okay, I can find a beat online, download the MP3, which isn't that expensive, and great, come into the studio, lay my vocals down, and leave. Well, the problem with that is an MP3 is at the worst quality audio that you can have. So, for instance, in Studio A here, we have our Neumann, it's an $1,800 microphone into a $1,700 preamp into Pro Tools HD. And then you're going to use that chain over the worst quality audio possible. See, an MP3 is a stripped down version so that you can email it and send it back and forth with each other. It was never really designed to be a audio, like a listening, like this is the best thing since sliced bread kind of thing. Now, the great thing about an MP3 is that you can put 500 or 1,000 songs on your phone and not take up that much space, right? So, but it's not the format that you want to record to. So, we have 24-bit 48K, you know, and an MP3 is a 20th of that, right? So then here's the other problem with doing an MP3 or even a wave. That song was not designed for your voice. So follow me. If there is a instrument part that is in your vocal frequency, it's going to sound like a mask, like if you put your hand over your mouth, okay? And so if you have the track out, which here at Starsound Studios, I advise all my clients to get the track out and not the MP3 or the wave. Because how do you get that out of the way of your vocals? So what happens is the engineer has to make your vocal too loud and it sounds disjointed or disconnected from the song. And I have many clients that come in and tell me, oh yeah, is that why? Yes, that's exactly why. So the song isn't made for your voice. So if I had the track out and there's something that's masking your voice, what I could do is I could, if that's like a mono file, I could copy it and pan it out of the way so your vocals sit where they should, and this sound is on the outside of it and not interfering with your vocals. So that's one way that you can tailor make a song that you purchase online, tailor it to your voice. I give everybody the chocolate chip cookie analogy. Okay, so you're making chocolate chip cookies. You take the chocolate chips out of the bag, and they look like miniature Hershey's Kisses. Put it in the dough, stir it up, bake your cookies, pull them out, and now what I would like you to do is pull out of a baked cookie that just came out of the oven. I'd like you to pull a chocolate chip like it was in the bag. Everybody laughs and says, well, of course you can't. Well, that's what you're trying to ask an engineer to do on your MP3. Well, can't you just... No, you can't. It's baked in just like the cookie, right? You can do small enhancements and things like that, but you cannot change the format to fit your voice. Now, if you had to track out, you can. So that's a big deal. Now, getting the track out and doing your vocal comp, the engineer needs time. So I get all the time, hey, I'm going to come in the studio, I only need like a couple hours. And what are you going to do in 2 hours? Because you haven't left any time for the engineer or anything like that. That's just for you. And so what ends up happening is a studio will go, oh yeah, come on in, we can cram 10 hours worth of work in 3 hours, and sure. And then what happens is you come and you leave with a demo, or you have to pony up more money to get it done properly, right? So that's why, we have a 10-hour minimum in all of our studios. So what we've done is we've done a purposeful build. So Studio A is all the bells and whistles. Studio C is designed for individual artists that don't need a drum set and don't need guitar rigs and don't need 36 mics hung. So the idea is not to skimp on time, but to build a purposeful studio that fits your needs that isn't a lot of money. So our Studio C is $20 an hour. And so that's how we save you money. So it's like, okay, I'm going to get 3 hours over at X Studio. They charge $65 an hour. Times 3 is $195. Or you can work on your song for 10 hours in Studio C here, and which one do you think will sound better? Well, of course, it's obvious, right? You spend more time on it, it's going to sound better. Also, the overall recording process needs a plan. So that's our fourth point, is you a recording, it takes time, right? And you have to have a plan. So we meet with all of our clients and make sure that we have a plan in place for you before you record a note. So you as the artist know what to expect coming into the studio, and I as the engineer and the owner of Starsound Studios know what to expect from you, so that everybody's on the same page. No recording session goes super smooth. As we all know, things come up. But if there's a plan in place, there's a plan for overcoming that hurdle. Whereas it might bring the whole recording to a screeching halt if there isn't a plan, right? And the last point that I'd like to make today is leave time for experimentation, okay? And you say, well, okay, but if there's a plan, well, here's what I mean. So you come in and you nail the song and you get it down and everything's just according to plan. Now, you or the engineer, or let's say you brought a friend in for support, might come up with an idea, and you, wow, that's a great idea. Well, if you haven't built in any time to, hey, let's put that huge delay on the voice and have it go blom, 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 and see if that will enhance the song any. Well, if you have no time, you're trying to cram 10 hours worth of work in 2 or 3 hours and running around like a chicken with their head cut off, there's no time for that. There's no time for being creative. Recording is not a creative process, by the way. Recording requires a plan. But if you leave some time in that process for some experimentation, you might come up with something that you never thought possible. And so that's our rap edition for how to be prepared coming into a recording studio. Until next time. Okay, thanks for watching our video. And if you're semi-awake, please hit the like and the subscribe button. And if you're totally awake, please play it for someone, like your grandfather, your aunt, or your goldfish. Until next time.